But like a dummy, I I bought 2 tickets, and one for my kid, and didn't realize, of course, kids under 12 are free, which I should have realized. It was just not easy to see on the website. We kind of decided to do this last minute. But yeah, so I got the 2 tickets. We tried to get in by 10. Didn't work out because we had to drive there. It was a bit of a ways. But I know where it's at now, so that'll be easier to get to in the future. Um, by the way, like and subscribe, folks, if it's your first time catching our live. I'm Kirk with Cardboard Nerd. I appreciate you attending this session, this live. Anyway, so I'm just like going through the experience at this trading card show called TCG Verse, like universe. TCG Verse trading card show or card show in Walnut Creek. So yeah, hey, welcome to the live. Let me know in the comments where you're watching from. Always excited to hear where people are watching from in the world. But anyway, I'm just starting off about, we went to a card show today called TCG Verse Card Show in Walnut Creek, California. And it was 90% Pokemon. They had One Piece though, and like a couple booths dedicated to One Piece. And then one guy was like nearly dedicated to Yu-Gi-Oh! He was off in the corner, but he had some unique stuff. I'm gonna put it on the live soon. Yeah, hey, thanks for the like, by the way. Like and subscribe. Hey, hello, Juju. I'm just talking about our experience today at this card show we went to. I'm exhausted, by the way. Like, sometimes these card shows are just like really draining for me, but they're also energizing. I don't know how to explain it, but I walk away depleted and also excited because the networking is amazing. But anyway, this is in Walnut Creek, California. It was about $15 to $10 to get in. I think they even had a cheaper ticket. But the vibe was really good. The sellers, you know, we had a bunch of kids with us and our families that were there together, and the folks were really good with the kids. One guy was like, you know, making sure kids didn't like get a raw deal. In fact, he was often handing them, he was doing trades with them, cards that I didn't think had any value, but he'd like sit there, he'd scan it, and he'd even give them some dollars back to trade the like one card that they wanted. He did that with one of the kids. They gave him like looked like three $1 cards. He handed them back some money, but he tried to like work with the kids and say like, oh yeah, like try to teach them how to bargain and stuff. Hey, no way, we have somebody from Russia? Welcome. All right, if I say your name correctly, Bikagro. Anyway, welcome from Russia. We're here in California. We're kind of close, right? Close to you, I think, without being on the other side of the country. So anyway, yeah, the guy that was, you know, trying to teach kids how to bargain, I thought that was pretty sick because, you know, he realized like, hey, it's a learning lesson for these kids, you know, and he seemed to like try and give them a fair deal, where like other people maybe I wouldn't think would, you know, be so good with all the kids, but right on. A motorcycle just drove by me. Oh, we got people from Vietnam. Hello, welcome. Gosh, I guess everybody's you're probably up late. For you all, it's probably pretty late. Over here in California, it's about 3:30 in the afternoon, or 15:23 if you're on the military time. So yeah, welcome. Let me know, do you all exclusively collect Pokemon? What? No way. We got people from Poland. All right, hey, thanks everybody. Like and subscribe, please. I have an online website, by the way, if you're new here, cardboardnerd.com. The biggest challenge for me, though, is I don't ship internationally. But people ask me all the time, like, how can they buy from me? On our site, there's a link to our eBay. You can find product there that I will ship internationally, but usually our eBay prices are not the same content that's on the website. So that's always challenging, but you know, hopefully one day there'll be a world where we can figure out how to ship more easily without all the crazy, you know, tariffs and all that. But what's up, Daniel? Hey, thumbs up. Thumbs ups. Yep. They're free, right? The likes and the subscribes. It does us a good favor, you know. But yeah, look at everybody joining. So let's see. So Pokemon. So this card show that I went to, if you haven't been to one before, I was mentioning like it's all about the vibe, and they're all different, which is kind of funny because you have all these vendors there, right, with all their cards, but like even though like that's at every show, it's just like something about like the way it's set up and it's organized, and you know, and of course the people that are there. So This one, there was 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's like 4 aisles, but you can actually cut through the center too. So some of the other card shows I've been at, like once you head down an aisle, you cannot turn left or right. You got to go all the way to the end. And I've been at other card shows where like between tables, there's pretty much room for maybe two normal sized people. Sorry, probably 3 normal sized people to walk shoulder to shoulder between the tables. But like large guys, like some of these shows, it's like you're lucky if 2 large dudes could walk past each other. So like, and if you bend over to look at a card, like at some shows, like you literally like bumping butts with somebody else behind you, which like, anyway, I don't know about you all, but it's just like, that's too tight and it's not enjoyable, right? This card show, they had, I think, a decent amount of space, no air conditioning, Wi-Fi stunk. The Wi-Fi is always bad at these things too, right? Because I think everybody's trying to price cards and look up, online prices. So good to know for the next session. But yeah, I picked up, oh man, how many? I'll show this all in shorts. I'm gonna make a short about the card show that we went to. But I picked up a stack like this big of the First Partner Series 1, Series 2, Series 3 cards that are out. I realized I might have bought them a little early, but I'm gonna hold on to them because I think they're awesome art, but I think they're gonna hold value down the road. So I picked up a stack. I'm excited to buy more of those. They weren't full sets of Partner series, but I'll go find the loose ones that I'm missing and excited about them. Then I picked up a bunch of my own personal collection. It was basically a shopping experience just for me, like in that the Pokemon that I'm into, and which is lately, funny enough, is Duraludon. Anybody collect, when they say like your PC, your personal collection, so that's stuff that you're planning to keep for yourself. But does anyone have like a single Pokemon you collect or a Pokemon block? It's always kind of interesting seeing like if somebody like leans into a certain one. But Duraludon has been my favorite lately, if I'm saying it right. And what's up? It's Nathan. Shout out. Hey, peace. Like and subscribe, please. But yeah, Duraludon. So I was buying. Basically, I'm trying to fill 2 binder pages, 3x3. So 18 cards of Duraludon. But I don't know. I've already like messed up that plan because I bought 3 shiny Duraludons, which I think are cool. So I'm gonna put those in one row. So I don't know. I might do like 3 of every card in one single row, or like where there's like a non-hollow, hollow, and reverse hollow. I'll put like those in one set. But yeah, what got me with Duraludon, 2 things. Shinji Kanda art. So there's a really basic, literally basic card that has Shinji Kanda art done of Duraludon, and he also looks like Godzilla. So I thought it was cool. I don't know. I'm like just like really like pulled towards Duraludon. But what's funny is I think it's Archeolodon, the evolution. Nada, not cool. In fact, the VMAX of Duraludon is not cool. He's like a tower. And it's kind of ridiculous, right? You got like, I don't know, a building transforms into a tower, or he transforms into a bridge. Yeah, anyway, it's just funny, right? So I think it kind of is comical, but the VMAX I'm not into either, but I collect it because I think the art's cool. The bridge I can't get over. I don't know. All right, we should be back live. Hello. Hopefully didn't lose too many people. I'm just driving back from a card show here in the San Francisco Bay Area. I didn't mention that, in California. So that's a lot of stuff chained together because everyone knows of San Francisco, but locals here called the Bay Area, which is like the greater cities around San Francisco. And then there's a city here called Walnut Creek that's on the East Bay. So it's on the east side of San Francisco because nothing's on the west of San Francisco. But anyway, so over the mountain range here is kind of the other side. Well, East Bay goes from San Francisco all the way out. But at this point, like San Francisco or the Bay Area is a metropolitan. I always joke it's from Sacramento to Fresno. when it's the mega Acropolis or whatever in the future. We're not far from it because a lot of people pretty much commute hours to get down here in the Bay Area. But anyway, yeah, so we went to this card show in Walnut Creek, California called TCG Verse. Yeah, and we were buying some Pokemon. What else did I buy? Duraludon. Bought a cool Misty's trainer that my kid said I already have, so that's gonna be fun to see if I have it already. Yeah, just a couple of loose cards. Who else did I buy? Oh, I bought some of the Gengar EXs that were out because I didn't have any of those and I thought those were cool. Oh, and I bought a oh my gosh, I got cut off here. I bought a Japanese Psyduck, which was kind of expensive, more expensive than I expected, but way cheaper than the English. I think the English was like $70. The Japanese one was like $18. But some of you might have seen in my shorts that I'm trying to do personal collection or a PC of both English and Japanese when I really like the card. And I'll show again in the shorts, so if you like and subscribe, I'm back live. This is gonna be an interesting live if anybody watches the recap. I don't know how YouTube stitches together the different like if I pause the video like I just did. But yeah, oh, always wearing this Pikachu shirt here. It's Mewtwo getting a rear naked choke by Pikachu, like a beast version of Pikachu in the background. I always thought that was a cool picture. I don't know if you can see it, but it's this old jiu-jitsu company kind of did some alt fan art. Yeah, let me know, folks, hey, that are joined, who's your favorite Pokemon that you're chasing right now? Or if you're even into Pokemon, like maybe you're doing One Piece or Riftbound. Oh, this guy had a whole binder of Riftbound. And then, so the show, again, was like 90, I said 90% earlier. The show is 90%, probably 95, 98% Pokemon. But there's one dude with Yu-Gi-Oh! Exclusive, and another guy exclusive One Piece. The One Piece guy, he's actually this like random guy I ran into at Target. He's a young dude, and it was funny because like we both say, hey, what's up, man? And then but neither of us could like remember where we met each other. He's an artist, so he like, has this one Instagram, but he told me he doesn't really post on it anymore. And he was telling me how because now he's selling One Piece exclusively, but the artwork that he does is killer. And I wish him luck in trying to find time to still post some of those videos. But anyway, he had this One Piece booth, and again, I'll put this on my live, or not my live, on my shorts. So for folks out there, if you make sure you subscribe, because you'll be able to see what I'm talking about, because I'll be posting videos of this stuff. But he had this case. He had a really nice table, but he had two cases, about 2/3 of graded One Piece cards. And then he had another third of the table, which was sealed booster boxes. But man, the One Piece cards are crazy. Like it was $8,000 cards, $6,000 cards. He had two of them that were sequential numbering. So like people that are into that on PSA, let me know, folks, if you have any questions, because I might say stuff that doesn't make any sense depending on where you're in the hobby. But yeah, this guy, he had cards graded by PSA, and then the serial number kind of shows when they graded it. So if they're sequential, like first one's number 1, the second one ends in number 2. That means they were done together at the same time. So anyway, but he had two of these like $6,000 cards. I mean, they're probably some of the most expensive cards I saw at the show, even with Pokemon. So it's like, I don't know, One Piece is at such another level. What I was gonna say was this one guy had Magic cards, Magic the Gathering, and just a few. He only had like in a whole case. He only had like 2 little rows of cards, and this guy saw that he had the One Ring from Lord of the Rings, and I don't fully know all the Magic the Gathering like rarities, but it was one of the rings. I think he was selling it for 100, 120 or so. But anyway, this guy buys it, and I felt bad for the guy because that's another thing I learned at these cards. There's no room to put anything down at all. So like kids we were with are just using the floor. They just put all their cards on the floor and rearranging and doing all that stuff. I mean, that's probably the smart thing, but as adults, sometimes we don't do what's always smart. We do what's in our head. Anyway, but the kids, they did that thing. But like the adults, they're just like trying to juggle everything. They buy something, and it's like you don't even think of like, okay, now how do I get this awkward shaped item amongst back, wherever you're gonna put it. So I don't know. It seems like there's opportunity there to fix that, come up with something. But like one, there's usually no space on the table to put your stuff down because the vendors have like filled it up with their stuff, or like you'd be covering up their stuff when there's a bunch of people trying to look at everything that's being sold. So I don't know. Let me know. Do you have a tip actually on how to like buy stuff easily while you're juggling? I mean, a backpack's one thing, but even then, I see all the dudes with those like crossbody purses that are so popular. But those things fill up if you're buying it, Or I saw somebody selling plushes. So that's the other piece that's kind of fun, is like just from a business side, looking at everybody's booths and how they're managing their booth. I want to get into that, but yeah, leave a comment where you're watching from, folks. We had people in here from Russia, from Poland, from Vietnam, but this person is from there but lives in Texas, which is cool. Hey folks, so I'm just running down like the experience today of going to a card show. I was just about to get into the different booths and like the different setups I saw, which I want to talk about. But thanks for joining. Please like and subscribe so you can catch more news. But I'm going to talk about the booths. So from a business perspective, it's cool, like just seeing how people have set up their booths. There was this one girl had like a box of bulk cards that she just labeled like pretty cards, which I thought was cool. And then, but what was unique too is she also had dividers. So she's like, hey, the bulk box or whatever to whoever, kids and stuff and others. And she's like, but you can use a divider so you don't lose your spot when you're like kind of going through the cards, which is a nice touch, right? One, she already had like some filters, filtered down cards, cute cards that she was curating. And then the dividers were a nice touch. When we bought cards from her, she put them in a team bag, slipped in a little sticker, and then didn't even seal the team bag, just kind of left it, handed it back to us, which was really cool because I was able to just use that team bag for a couple other cards because I didn't have a good way to hold the cards with top loaders. Anyway, so she just had it down pat. She had an inventory system, which was crazy because of a lot of her loose singles, she also like kept in an inventory. So maybe it was collector, but it just seemed a little extra versus some of the other people. So maybe she's got her stuff together. But I think it was Bow Baby Collects was her socials. I'll be posting all these folks on my social as soon as I get back to it. But yeah, so her booth was cool. One guy, he barely had a lot of product at his desk table. He just had a big binder and a case, but he was really good with the kids, and so he was doing a lot of trades, and he was buying cards from kids. But I think I talked to him. He was like ex-military and just I don't know, seemed approachable, and it was kind of funny because you could definitely zero in whether he had something you were looking for or not. But he's like looking to buy and sell. He's in the area, so he's a good person to network with, which was really exciting. But and then these one dudes in the corner. Oh yeah, this is like I already forgot about this. I sold 2 of the Prismatic Evolution Costco tins. If you've all seen those, it has 8 tins, so there's 16 packs of Prismatic Evolution, and it comes with the Cosmic Hollow, I believe, of each of the Pokemon in maybe the evolutions, each of the evolutions. Now that I sold it, I'm like, gosh, I probably should have kept it. But I sold each of those for $2.25 each. They're about 280 online. I asked for 230. The guys went 220 on me. I said, hey, 225. We made a deal, which was cool. Thanks to those bros. One lady was offering me 190, and she's like, yeah, I know I'm too low. I don't know how she got to 190. They're still cool people, but like, you know, can't really be making trades at that. But the two dudes that I sold the prismatic to were cracking me up, because it was like, you'd ask one, there was two guys, I'm not sure exactly if they both had separate businesses or one business or whatnot, but you know, you ask them like, hey, you guys buying? You trying to make a deal with them, and then like the one guy would look at the other guy, and he's like, oh, just he's like, I can't do that, but ask him. And then they like push on their problem to the other guy, and they both did it both ways, which cracked me up, because I was like, okay, how are you guys gonna coordinate this? And then anyway, and then they the one guy didn't have enough money for the purchase of those prismatic tins. He had to borrow from the other guy. So I wasn't even sure. Like, it's crazy at these card shows. It's like, I don't even know. Like, there's so much noise going on. I can't hear anything. Kids everywhere. People pushing product all over the place. So anyway, and all that's happening, and then like the guy's getting money from another guy. It's like, it's a lot to keep track of, you know, just even as a shopper, because I'm like, gosh, am I is the money getting counted out at the same time? So anyway, it's just a lot, but it was fun. All right, so hey, thanks everybody for catching our live. I'm going to post a bunch of shorts coming up of our experience and what we purchased. I think it'll be fun. You know, so like, subscribe, and hey folks, catch us in the next live. All right, peace out.